welcome to this live. Good morning from San Diego. I just wanted to go live to give all of you an update on why I have not been live in a while. If you've been around on my channel for a while, you know that I was going live very consistently via shorts, and I was also doing live channel reviews, but I actually checked right before this, and it's been over a month since I went live on shorts and 2 months since I've did a long form live stream. So why haven't I been live? It's not because I don't have the ability to or because I don't have time, because I feel like everyone can always make the time for something if they really want to, but just the point where I'm at right now. So I always tell other YouTubers, other entrepreneurs that on this journey of YouTube and entrepreneurship, you have like two paths. You have two paths in front of you, and you want to walk one foot on each path. So the two paths are content creation and building the business. So as you're building the business, you want to be consistent with making content. Even if your product isn't ready yet or your website isn't perfect, you still want to make content so that you can attract the right people to your channel. You want to attract your target audience. And then once the product is done, then guess what? You already have an audience of people who want to buy it from you. And then same thing, if you're making content, you don't just want to totally neglect the business side, because some people are like, oh, let me wait to build an audience before I have a website, before I have a product. But you can actually make sales from the very beginning. You can get clients, you can get customers, even with a small channel. And I've seen people do it with the right web pages, the right offers, and of course the right calls to actions. And so the reason why I haven't been live in a while is just because I've been really focused on certain aspects of the business. Now, this doesn't mean that I totally neglected the content stuff, because I've been consistent with long form videos. I've been posting on my LinkedIn lately to grow my brand on there. But here's the thing with YouTube, and this is why I love it. You reach a certain point, I call it like the tipping point. You reach a certain point where you have an audience, and when you market, you're going to get leads, you're going to get sales. And so it's just simple. When I post content on YouTube, when I go live, I get interest. I get people who want to be my clients, period. And it's not that I'm not taking on clients right now, but I'm at a point where I have a good amount of clients. So I'm like, okay, I want to take on more. Let me work on some other stuff on the back end so that I have the ability to do so. So I'm building systems on the back end. I'm building team. I'm refining my funnel. I'm just tweaking everything that I have, and I want that to be done so that when I take on a bunch of new clients, all that stuff is done. Like all the automations, the product is tweaked, because I'm also updating my course. And so again, I'm still taking on clients, but I just want to make sure that those things are done so that I can take on a flow of new clients, and then that stuff is already done. I don't have to worry about it. That stuff is already off my plate. So that's what I've been focusing on, and there's some other stuff as well. So I've also been focusing on some other forms of marketing. So yesterday I was a speaker at an event, which was really cool. I'm so excited to post a video. And it's so cool because this is why I encourage all of you to go live. These lives that I've been doing really prepared me for that experience. So I encourage all of you to go live, because it really does help you with your public speaking. When you record a regular long form YouTube video, you can retake it, you can delete scenes, but there's nothing quite like being in the moment and just speaking from knowledge and just kind of going with it. So that's just really cool yesterday to be at that event and to feel so comfortable with public speaking. And that was actually my first time public speaking about YouTube and organic marketing. But I was so surprised about how natural it came, and it really hit me that these lives prepared me for it. And I'm just excited to get that footage and to share it with all of you on my channel, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, I've been doing public speaking. What else? I've also been working with investments, because again, I said it, when I market, I get customers, period. In May, I made $50K in sales with this YouTube channel, believe it or not. How? Because I have viewers and I know how to turn them into buyers, aka people who I serve on an even higher level. So one thing that I help people with is just with their funnels, just with their websites. I specialize in Kajabi, and so I had 2 clients sign up for bigger packages with me. One was 30K, one was 15K, and I'm working with them for 6 months each. And so also, I just have my recurring clients in my accelerator program, and that easily, that actually gave me 7K. So what is that? 45 plus 7, that was like 52K. I just say 50K because I round it down. But yeah, I've been focusing on delivering to those clients. I've been helping them with their Kajabi pages, delivering on my promise. Of course, I've been consistent with my long forms just to, keep the rest of my audience engaged. But that's what I've been doing. I've been helping those clients. Also, I have mentors and they're helping me with investing. So more money, more problems. So I had all this money and I'm just like, wait, what do I do with this money? Because you don't just want it to sit in an account, because then it actually loses value from inflation. Sorry, my hand is super shaky. Let me switch it. It gets kind of tired after holding the phone. So yes, you don't just want it to be sitting in a bank account, because then it loses value from inflation. So I'm like, okay, what do I do with this money? Like, what part goes to taxes? Like, how much do I invest and where do I invest it? I'm also getting help with my accounting. There's a really good book. If you're an entrepreneur or a YouTuber already making money, read this book. It's so good. It will help you know which buckets to put your money in and at what percentages, because it's different for everyone. So I've been working on this, and again, I really want this nailed down before I start really making money, because when I start making more money, when I start getting more clients, I want that stuff to be taken care of, done, so that I can focus on my clients. Because when I say I care about my clients, I care about my clients. And I like to have these other things finished just so that I can put my attention on them. Because if my attention is divided, then I can't be fully present with them. I kind of get like an anxiety about it. And so that's why I'm making sure that these things are done. So yeah, I've been hiring. I hired an accountant. I have people on my team now to help me with the execution, because I'm only one person. There's only 24 hours in a day. And I have other stuff in my life that I like to do. I work out. I'm in a relationship. That takes time. What else? I exercise a lot. I go to the beach a lot as well. I live in San Diego, and the beach is just really good for the soul. So you YouTubers and entrepreneurs, be very self-aware, because if you're just always like hunched over a computer, that's not good for you. And it's good if you're making money, but you don't want to trade in health for wealth. It's not worth it, because then once you have the wealth, guess what? You're going to be spending that money to try to fix your health that you ruined, especially when you're younger. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. And I'm just at that point in my business where I don't need to chase clients. And so I don't need to like always be putting out content, because if I put out all this content, if I went live every day, if I posted shorts every day, oh my gosh, like my inbox would be flooded. It would be flooded, and I just wouldn't have time to take care of it all. And that's not the kind of business that I want to run. Like when people email me, I want to get back to them like that. If a client needs help, I just want to be able to serve them right then and there. And so yeah, I'm just taking care of these other things so that I can do that. But yeah, anyway, I hope this resonated with many of you. I want to tell you about what I talked about at this event yesterday, because again, it just came so naturally for me. And that's why I encourage all of you to do YouTube, because think about it. Like, if you think of like these influential people, a lot of them are utilizing two things: public speaking and their YouTube channel. Think about it. Think of people like Oprah and Gandhi. People like Tony Robbins. Like they talk. They utilize public speaking. They also use YouTube. I take that back. Gandhi totally did not use YouTube, obviously, but currently people are using speaking in YouTube, because there's two worlds to master. There's two worlds. You have the physical world, and up until recently, you have the digital world. Humans created the digital world, and they're both important. Can you focus on one and not the other? Yes, but it's good to have both, because, let's say you're just in the digital world. Let's say, you have your audience on there. You don't have any in-person networks. What if, God forbid, tomorrow we wake up and all the platforms are gone? What if the government does something where they take them all down? Well, you'll be happy if you have those in-person connections, if you know how to run events, if you know how to offer your services in person. I recently started doing this. I started meeting with local clients at coffee shops. Be careful when you do this, don't meet with people in sketchy places. This ties into personal security. But that's what I started doing, and now I'm speaking at events. I plan to talk at least 5 events this year. I have them all planned out, so I'm really excited, and I get to just share that footage on here. Vice versa, you don't just want to be in the in-person world, because a lot of people spend their time in the digital world. Could you get by with just the physical world? Yes, but what if something happens like COVID again? What if we're in lockdown, and then what are you going to do? That can happen again. Or something else. I don't know, what's something else that can cause us not to be outside. Like, you know, maybe there's a war or something and it's not safe to go outside. I don't know. Maybe there's some, I don't know, some reason why we can't go out again. So that's why it's good to have both. And think about, like, in the physical world, back in the day, so I was born in 1999, but before I was born, where did people go when they had questions? They went to the library, they checked out the encyclopedias, the dictionaries. So that was like the old search engine. Now people are going to YouTube. I remember when I was younger, my grandma had a library, and there's a big shelf full of encyclopedias, those books. And I asked my cousin, how does that work? And she was like, oh, you just look up something. It's like a search engine. And then we looked up like elephants or something. And, you know, there was a big description about elephants. That was like in 2004 before YouTube came around. And now if children want to learn about elephants, where are they going? They're going to YouTube. Not just children, but adults. You know, if you have a question, you're not going to pull up the encyclopedia. You're not going to pull up the dictionary or run to the library. You're going to pull up YouTube. And YouTube is a content library. I bet all of you have lives. I'm sure all of you who are commenting, I'm sure you're an expert in something. I'm sure you'd have something to contribute to that encyclopedia or to the content library that is YouTube. Many people really undervalue or underlook what they're an expert in because to them it's ordinary, but to others it's extraordinary. And that could be as simple as, like, you know a lot about houseplants and you can share that knowledge. You know a lot about gardening or cooking, or I don't know, it could be anything. Maybe a certain investment, maybe you're into Forex, or maybe you invest in Roth IRAs, maybe you could share some form of knowledge. So I believe that everyone is an expert in something and they have something to contribute to a platform like YouTube. So yesterday at the event, I talked about YouTube organic marketing. So we talked about YouTube, but let's talk about being organic. Right now I'm being organic. I didn't put any money into running this as an ad. And so if an ad played right before this, who are you more likely to trust? Who are you more likely to build a relationship with and maybe even work with? Me or someone who just popped up on an ad right before this? Probably me, because if an ad pops up, you're trying to hit that skip button, skip, because it's kind of annoying. It's kind of interruptive. And so that's the power in organic marketing. And the cool thing is, people who run ads on YouTube, they have to spend money every day. Whenever that ad is running, they have to constantly spend money for that ad to be shown. But what if you can get that for free? What if you didn't have to put money into it? What if you posted a video and 6 years from now, it was still ranking a search, it was still picking up views, and it was still leading to sales for your business because you told people, hey, if you would like more help with this, click the link below. And this isn't to mean that we're always salesy in our videos. This doesn't mean that we don't give value. No, you want to give value. You want to give so much value that people could even get to their dream solution without having to buy your services. And here's the thing, one of my clients, he teaches a standardized test, and one of his students actually reached out to him and said, oh my God, like, you know, your YouTube video helped me score way higher on this section of the exam. And he actually bought his highest coaching package because he got so much value just from that video, and he bought the highest one. And so he could have probably watched the other videos and passed the whole exam, but he wanted to get more help from him to get it faster, to be able to have access to him, to ask him questions. So that's the power in YouTube. You want to give so much value that people could even get the solution without you. And some people might think, well, I don't want to give all my stuff away for free because then no one's going to pay me. That's wrong. That's actually the opposite. People are going to want more. It's kind of like if I give you a free sample of food and it's so good, you're like, oh my God, this is delicious. You're not just going to walk away. You're going to want the full-on entree because you're going to be like, if the free sample is this good, imagine like the whole entree. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. And the reality is, regardless of your area of expertise, the answer is already out there. So if, let's say you are let's say you're teaching stocks and you're like, oh, let me not give all the information away for free because then nobody's going to pay me for my consulting or my course or my program. Well, then guess what? The people aren't going to trust you as much because the answer that you're hiding is already out there. It's already out there. And maybe some people know some industry secrets that they're keeping, but I'm sure people could still find that out there because you got that information from somewhere, and maybe other people crack that code as well. And so you want to give so much value. You want to be organic. You want to be giving. You want to be yourself. If you're funny, be funny. If you're wise, be wise. Do not hold your light back. Do not hold that back. And that's how you achieve being organic. So we have YouTube organic marketing. Let's talk about marketing. marketing isn't this sleazy thing I used to think it was, because I went to Indiana University, and we had one of the best business schools, the Kelley School of Business. And there was like this notion on campus, like, oh, Kelley kids, like, they're sleazy, they just want profit, they're greedy, they just want money. So that's what people thought about marketing. But marketing is so much more than that. Marketing is just simply getting people aware. Just getting people aware. And when that hit me, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm doing with my degree. I was studying marine biology, believe it or not. Now I'm doing YouTube marketing. But I was studying marine biology, and I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to spread awareness about the ocean and why we should protect it. All these other industries are just getting people aware on why you should do certain things. Why should you lose weight? Why should you invest? Why should you raise your kids properly? It could be anything. And so that's really what marketing is. It's just getting people aware. And it's like, hey, if you want more help with this, this is how I can help you. I offer one-on-one consulting. I have an online event coming up. It could be in person too. I have a book that I'm selling. It could be something like that. And don't think of it like selling. It's a trade. And nobody's forcing you to buy anything. It's a voluntary exchange. So if I have a book and I'm like, hey, if you found this valuable, I dive even deeper in my book. And I obviously can't talk about everything in my book here and there. So if you want to buy it, link is down below. Be nonchalant, lead with value. Don't be attached to outcomes. Don't go on the video and be like, oh, I hope people buy from me so that I can pay my bills, because people can really feel that, and you're going to actually repel people away. So that's what marketing is, YouTube organic marketing. And I hope I changed your perception on what that word means, YouTube organic marketing, because it's usually not what people think. It's not what people think. And if you're somebody who doesn't even have a YouTube channel, I just want you to, maybe you have like a whisper, because I know for me, like, I had like a whisper in my ear, probably in 2019 when I was living in Australia. I had a whisper that was like, hey, maybe you should start a YouTube channel. And I didn't act on it until a year and a half later. So I'm not saying everybody has to be on YouTube, but if you have that whisper, like, listen to it. And be like, okay, and just be open. And that doesn't mean you have to start a channel right then and there, but just be open, just start fathoming it, start imagining it, and maybe one day you'll pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger till a year and a half later when COVID was happening, but I'm glad I did it because the opportunities that came from this channel are insane. And I don't have a humongous audience. I don't, and I hope that inspires all of you, because you don't need it. I earned, it's close to 200K now with this YouTube channel, believe it or not, just by offering my services, offering my help on a higher level. That came from my group program, from my private consulting. I have a team that does done-for-you services where we help people build their websites. We help them. I have an editor who helps edit content. He'll chop them up into shorts. And we have a team all around that are doing all those tasks. And just from people watching me, they wanted those services. They wanted the link, or they emailed me, they asked me questions, and then I just helped them. Simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it, everyone. Don't overcomplicate it. That's all it is. You can even just offer one-time calls to people. A lot of people just want someone to talk to. Some people signed up for my group just because they want to, like, hang out with me, which is great. But of course, I'm there to get them the results as well. And yeah, you can get this too. I don't want to say it was easy, but it wasn't rocket science. It wasn't that hard, and it really comes down to being consistent, knowing why you're doing this, and just showing up every day with a good attitude and having the mentality of, it's not a matter of if this will take off, it's a matter of when. And if this video flops, guess what? I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna try something else until something really does work. And then you can create your dream reality. That's why I go by Ari the Creator, because you are the creator of your life, of your future, and your business and your YouTube channel if you want to create one. And you can choose to take control and create whatever life you want. I wanted to live in San Diego. I wanted to be independent. I moved back in with my mom after college, and I just wanted to, be independent. And I'm doing that right now. And this life I'm living was just a dream. It was just an idea in my head at one time. This existed before, it actually came in the present. It was just in my mind. So that's what being the creator is all about. Get clear on what you want in your mind, and the sky is the limit. If you want to live on an island, imagine that. If you want to be speaking in front of a bunch of people, imagine that. You don't have to do something super huge. If you just want to provide for your family, envision that. Get super clear on what you want and let that excite you, and then snap back into the present and be like, oh my gosh, I know what I need to do right now. Because many of you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're just not doing it. You're finding excuses why you should put it off or do it tomorrow. Some of you are attached to being a perfectionist, and I know what that's like because, ow, my hand really hurts. I gotta switch my hand every now and then. I know what that's like because, I've been a perfectionist too, but that's just something that you need to let go of and start seeing reality as perfectly imperfect. So if something doesn't go your way, it's going to stink in the moment, but have that hindsight later and find that silver lining and be like, okay, why did this happen? Oh, this happened for me. Oh, okay. And then you can see, okay, why did this happen for me? Because sometimes the biggest obstacles that you experience can actually be your greatest opportunities. When I started my channel, I was actually fired from Panera. I was working for minimum wage. It was during COVID. I worked at Panera to pay my rent. I was a full-time college student. I was trying to pay for Tony Robbins' Business Mastery. I owed $725 a month. And I thought getting fired was the worst thing ever because it's like, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay for Tony Robbins? But that's when I snapped. That's when I was like, you know what? This happened for me. Now's the perfect time to start my YouTube channel. And I didn't know how that was going to pan out. I really didn't. The name Art of the Creator came to me, the logo came to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to start this YouTube channel. And at first it was about personal development, but then I pivoted to talk about what I'm talking about right now because I'm multi-passionate and I like to talk about multiple different things, and this allows me to have a win-win-win by helping other YouTube entrepreneurs with different niches. So yeah, I know I went on a little ramble there, but the whole point of this video is why haven't I been live? And this is the reason, because I've been so focused on just the bigger brand. I even had a photo shoot done recently. I've been filming some long form videos in the studio. So my friend has a studio here in downtown, and he lets me use it. So I get these really good professional videos. So I've just been focusing on my speaking, my brand. I have some really good photos coming in. Investing, knowing what to do with my money, getting my ducks, I call them my legal ducks in a row. I'm an S corporation now, so I'm just making sure that, I'm protected in certain liability areas. All the non-sexy stuff of business, I gotta do, because it's not sexy now, but it'll be sexy when that stuff protects me if I get sued or something, or when I get all this money and I know what to do with it. That's sexy. So sometimes I've got to do unsexy stuff in order to do the sexy stuff with YouTube and business. So I hope that makes sense. Alrighty, my arm really hurts, so I am going to end this. I will be doing more lives, so be sure to subscribe to me so that you don't miss the next ones. Usually I just do them on the fly whenever I feel called to do it, so turn on your notifications so that you don't miss out. If you have any questions, by the way, when I go live, I usually don't read the comments because it's kind of distracting and it takes me off my flow, but I read them later. Or my editor will go through them. So sometimes I don't even read them, but I'll see them, and if you want me to cover a certain topic, I will. So that's a little good note for the rest of you. If you go live, sometimes it's good not to look at the comments because it breaks your flow, but you can to engage with the audience. I'm not saying totally don't, but it's up to you. But sometimes it's a psychological thing. It could take you off your flow. Just know where your focus is so that you can deliver in your most effective way. Okay, I'm out of here. I gotta go eat. So I will see all of you for the next live. Adios.